Hey folks, Will Brink here, www.brinkshome.com. Today I want to talk about creatine quality. I get a lot of questions regarding creatine quality. And some have made the mistake of saying creatine is creatine, and that is simply not the case. I wrote a number of articles, two actually back in the day, where I got my hands on some extensive testing on a bunch of creatine manufacturers. They were various Chinese, US, European, German, and the test results were clear that there was a wide range of quality. The Chinese generally tested poorly, the US was decent but erratic, and the German stuff was the best of the bunch. A few years later, I was able to get some more test results from a large analytical lab, and the results were generally the same. The name of the article was called "What's in Your Creatine?" It was published in Muscle Mag International and caused quite a stir back then. The second article, actually, they would not publish because the first one made so much trouble for them with the advertisers and such, they were unable to publish it, and that one was published online only. So fast forward to now, there's actually only two places in the world where you can now get bulk produced creatine. So all of the companies you see with labels with creatine are not making that creatine, and that doesn't make it a bad or inferior per se, but you really have to understand what's going on here. So there's really only two locations you can get bulk creatine, and that is China and Germany. The Chinese are pretty much driven out of the business, the American supplier, some of the European suppliers, and you're pretty much down to two places. Now the German supplier is a single company called Degussa Pharmaceuticals, it's a subsidiary of a very large chemical company from Germany. And Chinese, there's a wide variety of companies making creatine. Now, quality-wise, I do know that the Chinese product has improved greatly since the test that I had seen, but it still can be, quality control-wise, can still be sort of all over the place. The German stuff, under the name Kre-Alk, continues to be, as far as I know, top shelf stuff, and what I personally would use. Now, Kre-Alk, remember, is not a retail brand. It's a wholesale bulk product that companies will buy. So most of the time, if you see a brand that you like, if they put the little Kre-Alk label on there, you're good to go. And from the Chinese, it can range from very good to not very good, and the problem is you don't really know, per se. The Chinese also tend to use two different manufacturing methods, and one of them is really not very clean. It has potential, like higher potential for unreacted products to be in it and such, and it's not something I would recommend. And again, you don't know which of the two you're always getting. So take a look at those articles. I think you'll like them, or at least I think you'll find them telling. Remember, they are older articles, but for me at least, the truth still stands that although the Chinese are perfectly capable of making very high-grade creatine and other supplements, the quality control and not knowing which company it came from bothers me, personally. And like I say, there's a number of companies in China that make creatine. From the German source, it's just one company, and one company that has been making very high-grade creatine for a long time. So that is the creatine I will default to. That is the one I would recommend. And I hope that answers your questions on the generalities of creatine quality. And if you enjoyed this info, please hit the likes. Make sure to subscribe to my channel because, as usual, I'm going to give you the insider stuff that you're really not going to get anywhere else. See you at the gym.